We did it last night. We're doing it again tonight as the Flying Dutchmen of Central College invade Siemens Fieldhouse to take on the Lady Beavers. Hello, I'm David Fields, your play-by-play announcer, and joining me tonight is the always and ever popular Marty Barr. Marty, how you doing tonight?
Pretty good, Dave. Looking forward to this doubleheader tonight.
A lot of interesting styles. Central coming in to take on the Lady Beavers in the first of two, and the Flying Dutchmen from Central are expected to finish ahead of the Beavers in the Iowa Athletic Conference.
Well, yes, they won the championship, I believe, last year, and they're coming in at 5-4 right now. And the Beavers, coming off a tough loss last night, need to get up for this one tonight.
And we're just about ready for the starting lineups. Let's send you out to Jay Miller, the public address announcer, and we'll get the starting lineups as well as our national anthem. Jay? Well, any moment now. And I think we're ready to go as the players are getting on the floor. Takes it over.
And now for the starting lineups. First for Central, at a forward, a 5'9" junior from Prior Lake, Minnesota, number 30, Emily Hansen. For Buena Vista, a 6-foot senior from Mount Pleasant, number 31, Cheryl Bloom. For Central, a 5'9" sophomore from What Cheers, number 42, Angie Striegel. And for Buena Vista, a 5'9" junior from Shaler, number 53, Lynn Ployer. At center for Central, a 5'10" senior from Pella, number 50, Brenda Rempe. For Buena Vista, a 6-foot sophomore from West Des Moines, number 51, Jennifer Erickson. At guard, a 5'6" junior from Mount Pleasant, number 20, Kelly Hutchcroft. For Buena Vista, a 5'5" freshman from Independence, number 10, Carrie O'Brien. And for Central, a 5'7" junior from Sonora, number 22, Paula Stanley. For Buena Vista, a 5'7" sophomore from Lincoln, Nebraska, number 13, Dana Seiler.
And there you have it, our starting lineups for tonight's Iowa Athletic Conference between Buena Vista and Central. Marty, both teams have one game under their belts, both with losses in the Iowa Athletic Conference. It's a real important game for both teams.
Well, last night the Beavers had some problems, and tonight they need to improve the free throw shooting a lot, only shooting 46% last night.
Central lost to Wartburg last night, 73-61. And as you can see the starting lineups on your screen, if you didn't catch them through the public address announcers, Bloom and the entire crew for the Beavers. Beavers were not real hot from the outside, as you said. What are some of the things that they can do to improve?
Well, looking for more open shots, and they shot 42% from the field last night. And that's not too bad, but they want to improve that, and taking a little better care of the ball, looking for better shots, being a little more patient is the key here, I think.
The players are taking the floor. Erickson will jump with number 30, the center, Brenda Rempe. And the Beavers control the tap. Carrie O'Brien at the top of the circle. Gives it up to Seiler. Seiler gives it up to Bloom. Bloom is a senior. Experience certainly helps Marty. And a shot by Ployer is up and good.
Ployer.
Beavers up 2-0 right off the bat. It's important that they get a quick start, Marty.
Yes, they came out quick in the second half last night and then failed to keep it up. So hopefully they can keep it going here.
Beavers in a man-to-man tight. And the shot up by Central, no good. Lynn Ployer rips down the board. Carrie O'Brien gives it up to Ployer. Bloom with it. Erickson way outside, hovering around the three-point line. Over to Ployer for the jump shot. Up and good. She's 2 for 2.
Ployer off to a good start here.
Ployer, one of the better outside shooters in the Iowa Athletic Conference. Central gets it inside to Rempe. And it's no good. We have players hitting the floor, and we've got a traveling on number 22, Paula Stanley for the Flying Dutchman. Beavers having somewhat bit of difficulty inbounding the ball. They give it up to Seiler. Seiler all the way up the sideline. We've got a foul as Erickson hit the floor hard.
Yes, Jen Erickson drew that foul just beyond the half-court line.
Kelly Hutchcroft, her first personal, team's first.
Hutchcroft with the foul for the Dutchman. Beavers will inbound the ball. Ployer gives it up to O'Brien, and O'Brien takes it across half court. O'Brien with a double dribble tried to give it up to Ployer, but the defender stepped in the way and she couldn't let it go. Kelly Hutchcroft will bring the ball up for the Dutchman, trailing 4-0. Beavers doing a good job spreading the Dutchman out. We have a kick ball. Bloom got her foot out in front of it. Now, which do you think the Beavers are better at, a man-to-man, or do you think they should play zone against a Central team that's pretty good perimeter-wise?
Well, they like to play the man-to-man, I think, and they played some full-court press last night that seemed to work pretty well. You might see some of that tonight.
Oh, and we've got a steal by the Beavers. Carrie O'Brien breaking away. Pulls up, and off the glass, no good. Hansen bringing it up the court for the Dutchman. Looks for someone to pass to, gets it in down inside to Rempe, and she's fouled. And Brenda Rempe will go to the line. She's a senior out of Pella, 5'10", dominating force inside. Wouldn't you say, Marty?
Yes, Jen Erickson is going to have to get back quicker on defense there.
Her first personal, first team.
Rempe is averaging 9.4 points a game, so not too shabby. First one on from the charity stripe is good. And the Dutchmen are on the board. It's 4-1. Second toss.
Look for the Dutchman to go to Emily Hansen, leading scorer with 29 points a game.
And that's up and good. Central showing a bit of a press here. They get it up to Ployer, and that's the experience. Seiler gets it to Carrie O'Brien in the center of the floor. Seiler up to Bloom. Bloom looking for someone to go. Gets it over to Erickson. Off the foot of a Central player.
I'm going to say it was off of Jen Erickson's foot.
Questionable call. Erickson complained, but nothing doing. Hutchcroft bringing it up for the Dutchman, trailing 4-2. Carrie O'Brien on top of her. Get over to Rempe. Rempe tries to get in inside. Nothing doing. And we've got a jump ball situation on the loose ball.
Nice save there by Angie Striegel to try and keep that alive.
And possession will go to the Dutchman as Stanley and Erickson were called for jumping. Hansen with the ball looking to shoot. She can't get it up. And they get it over to, nice jump shot by Stanley. And the Dutchman tied up. Full court press. O'Brien bringing it up court. Very difficult sometimes to break that press, but Beavers have got to keep doing that.
Kerry O'Brien does an excellent job of bringing the ball up the floor.
Questionable pass, shot by O'Brien, nothing doing. Seiler with a rebound, up, and she's fouled. You got to be careful that Kerry O'Brien doesn't lose
Central
control.
foul on number 50.
Last night she had some foul trouble that
Dana Seiler at the line.
is not good for the Beavers because they need her in the game to bring up the ball.
Dana Seiler coming up to the line, averaging just a tish over 3 points a game. Lets the first one go, and it's off the rim. Seiler is a really good defensive player, and I think that's where her specialty lies. Second toss. And it's good. She bangs it home. 5-4, Buena Vista. And now the Beavers showing some press. And Central having trouble getting it over the timeline. 10 seconds had passed by then, Marty.
Shot clock was on 19 there.
But nothing doing. Hansen gets her first 2 points of the game.
Emily
She
Hansen.
looks like a great player. Her points obviously show it, 29 a game.
But the referees did not call a questionable 10-second call. Ball batted away by Hansen. And the Beavers will get the ball. Ployer will inbound to Seiler or O'Brien. And the fans starting to show up for this game between Always Tough Central and the Beavers. Ployer just to the right. Gives up to Erickson. Erickson just seems to me would be a better use deep down inside.
Yes, they're going to end up getting her the ball down inside.
Erickson with a beautiful pick, and Seiler up off the glass.
Nice drive by Seiler there.
And Seiler has 4 points already above her season average. And we've got traveling by Stanley for the Dutchman.
You mentioned the crowd, Dave. There are a few more people here than there were last night. Maybe the Beavers were lacking some crowd support last night in that second half. I'm sure Coach Allgood was pretty miffed by what happened last night, and she doesn't want to see that tonight.
Ployer gives it up to Seiler, and O'Brien will take it at the top of the key and set the offense. The motion offense is employed by the Beavers, setting a lot of screens and picks to free up a lot of people. Bloom looking for someone to go to, gets it up to Erickson. Erickson way out, throws the ball away, turnover. And the Beavers, both teams a little bit rusty right now.
Yeah, we're seeing some more of those turnovers that occurred last night, and they want to eliminate that as soon as possible.
And we're waiting for the ball to be inbounded. We have a substitution. Hutchinson comes back in for Stanley. Striegel at the top. Gets it down to Hansen. Hansen up off the glass, and she is fouled. And the foul is on
Buena Vista foul on number 51,
Jennifer Erickson. That's her second.
personal.
She'll
second
have to
team.
leave.
Jen Erickson's
Emily Hansen
experiencing
at the
some
line
foul
for
troubles
Central.
again. Had the same problem last night, and that's not a good sign again for the Beavers. They need her in there.
She's replaced by Kelly Bartles, and Hansen hits the first of two.
Kelly Bartles came off the bench strong last night with 13 points, but wasn't quite enough to make up for the lack in Erickson's play.
Hansen's second one off the iron, rebounded by Bartles. O'Brien pushing it up court. And she throws the ball away. We've got another turnover by the Beavers. Pushing it up floor to Hansen. Hansen down low, stolen by Bartles. Ball on the floor. And the Beavers recover. Seiler pushing it up, and the tempo is getting very fast and furious around here.
That was good transition defense there by the Beavers, hustling back, making a nice play.
Didn't mean to cut you off there, Marty. Ployer with a jumper off the iron and off a Buena Vista player. Our stat man, how many turnovers is that? That is 4 turnovers by
Buena Vista
combined
foul
between the
on
two
number 45,
teams
Kelly
in
Bartles,
just
first
under
personal, 13.
5 minutes of play. Hutchinson back in the game. Loose ball, and we're going to have a jump ball. That will belong to the Beavers. Good hustle by Kerry O'Brien to get her hand in there and force a jump ball. Ployer will inbound the ball. And Marty, you've got to give the Beavers a little bit of credit here. They're sticking in there. It's a 7-7 game.
Yeah, Carrie O'Brien's only a freshman, but she has a big responsibility here, being the point guard, and she does a good job, but she needs to settle down a little, and I think she's going to be a great player.
Andrea Qualish checked into the game. She passes down and low to Bartles, and Bartles is fouled by Brenda Rempe. That's Rempe's second personal.
Central foul on number 50, Brenda Rempe, for second personal, third team.
A non-shooting foul, and Dana Seiler will inbound. Looking for someone to go to. Lofts it up to Bartles. Bartles gets it over to Qual, and they get it over to Ployer. Jump shot off the glass, no good.
Not even close on that one.
Hansen loses control of the ball, but it gets off Qual's fingertips, and she can't do anything with it. It'll be Central ball down in the corner. Checking their assignments. Ployer doing a good job defending Hansen to this point. But Carrie O'Brien takes over on Hansen. The jumper on the way by Hutchinson is good.
Kelly Hutchcroft for three.
It's a three-pointer. Steal by the Dutchman.
Emily Hansen.
And we've got two. And the Beavers call a quick TO.
Timeout, Buena Vista.
As the Dutchmen have taken a 12-7 lead, we're going to take you and send you to a commercial break. We'll join you in just a few.
Pizza on a whole wheat crust, loaded with the finest ingredients and kissed with a sweet touch of honey. It's gourmet pizza like you've never tasted before, served up piping hot and delivered right to your door. Call today and order the Honey Kiss Special. 2 medium 2-topping pizzas plus 1 order of delicious cinnamon breadsticks for only $12.99. Honey on the dough, honey butter on the crust. It's great quality, it's a great value, and it's fast. Call 732-2222 for Honey Kiss Pizza.
Buena Vista College. It's not the best of circumstances at this point. We've got Turnover Fest 1994 going on here. The Beavers are down by 5 due to the fact that we have a combined total of 7 turnovers so far in just over 5 minutes of play, Marty.
Well, it's a little ragged here in the early going, but I think it'll settle down.
And Central's press is giving BV fits. Qual down low. Nothing doing. Bartles with a board.
Bartle.
Kelly Bartle's continuing her play from last night. Nice rebound and put back.
Bartle's a sophomore from South Sioux City, Nebraska. Hansen driving, jumper, air ball. Partially blocked, they say, and it will remain the Dutchman's ball. The score we have is 12-9 due to the inside board of Bartles, and that'll be important to see if the inside people for BV can clear up on the glass.
Last night the Beavers they were out rebounded by about 13 rebounds, and they forgot to box out last night, and tonight we're seeing a little better job of that. I'm sure Coach Allgood was drilling that into them.
Beavers get it down low to Bartles, up off the glass, and no good. She gets her board, and she's fouled.
Kelly was really working for that position in there, used her body back the defender back out, and just missed the layup, but she's going to go to the line here.
Bartles with some extremely good inside play. Got her hip into the defender, spun, and off the glass. That automatically gave her the inside position, and she has earned 2 tosses from the charity stripe. First one on the way. Nothing but net. Tickle the twine. Pulls the Beavers within 1. Oh, excuse me, 2. Second one on the way. That's good. I guess my psychic powers led me to believe what the future score was going to be. 12-11 our score. Flying Dutchman up by 1. Beavers are going to employ a 2-2-1 press. Hansen gets it up to Hutchcroft, who gets it across the line. Reinhardt was number 32. She has the ball, gets it over to Stanley inside to Hansen. Hansen with a turnaround jumper and good. Dead eye shooting by Emily Hansen. She has 7 points. And we're just underway. 14-11 our score. Dutchman on top. Bartles with a jumper off the iron. Hansen with a board. And she gets it up. And no good. Reinhardt with a board, and she gets her first 2 points of the game. And the Dutchmen are up 16-11 with 12:54 left to play. O'Brien, she's going to go all the way, and we're going to have a blocking foul.
Carrie O'Brien looked like she might have been a little bit out of control there. Kelly Bartles was open on the baseline, but she didn't really cut to the basket.
Central foul.
Would have been an easy 2.
Angie Stiegel tried to step in and get in the way of O'Brien. Nothing doing. O'Brien saw an opening as she crossed midcourt and wasn't hesitating. Full steam collision, and Striegel gets called for the blocking foul. Cleaning up a little mess on the floor. It's a non-shooting foul. And Beavers will inbound the ball. Kristen Salton has checked in for the Beavers, so it's Salton, Bartles, Bloom, Quall, and O'Brien. Salton out by the three-point line. That's where she's good at. Turnover by the Beavers. And Hutchcroft is fouled before the shot. And it'll be inbounded by the Beavers, or by the Flying Dutchman, pardon me.
Buena Vista foul number 23, Andrea Quall for first personal.
Andrea Quall picks up her first personal, and the Dutchmen are up 16-11. Down inside, and the Dutchmen score once again. 18-11 is our score. O'Brien gets it up to Quall. Quall driving. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Gets it up to O'Brien. Beavers are really, really stagnant on offense, Marty.
Well, they need to start taking better open shots. You know, being patient. Use those picks and come off of them.
And another turnover by the Beavers. It will go to the Flying Dutchman. Cheryl Bloom thought it had touched a Central player and let it go. Had she known she was in perfect position for the ball, but
Kelly Hutchcroft a little bit out of control there, coming across the half-court line.
looking for somebody, give it up to Hansen. Hansen by the three-point arc. You get it down inside. Baseline and a trap by the Beavers, working good. And O'Brien. Hansen drives to the center, gives it up, and Reinhardt's shot is up off the iron, high and in.
Kelly Miller.
It's Kelly Miller, pardon me. And Central is pulled out to a 9-point lead. Bloom with a spin move. Off the glass and no good. They're saying she walked. And with 11:33 left in the first half, the Beavers trailing by 9.
Last time down the floor, the Beavers were playing some good help defense, but Miller got the shot to fall.
Shannon Curley checks in for the Dutchman. Hansen with a jumper. No good. Crashing the board. That will be a foul, I believe, on Rempe, if I'm not mistaken.
Central foul number 30, Emily Hansen. Her first
Emily
personal,
Hansen gets the personal. That's her first. And if the Beavers have any hopes, it's hopes that Hansen gets into early foul trouble. Bartles takes a seat. Erickson checks back in. The Central press has been giving the Beavers fits as Carrie O'Brien is trying to get it across the timeline. Behind the back dribble, impressive ball handling. And O'Brien takes it all the way up and cannot get it. The little one among the trees. Bloom with the board. Nothing doing. Beavers pounding the glass. Erickson off with a hook. Gets her own rebound. Up and good. They fought hard for that one, Marty.
Yeah, it's quite a few padding the offensive rebounding stats there. It looked like the Beavers were doing.
Those
Couldn't
are
quite get it up over
Erickson's
that
first
rim.
2 points of the contest. And now the defense of the Beavers tightening up somewhat, Marty.
Yeah, the Dutchman a little careless there.
Ployer will inbound the ball against that Central press. O'Brien beating beating the press rather easily. Looking for somewhere to go. Running out of options, gives it up to Ployer. Ployer with a head fake. Taking her man down low. Shot off the mark. No good. And the Dutchmen give it up to Shannon Curley, who brings it across half court. Curley giving it up to Miller. Miller up to Hansen. Hansen looking down inside to Rempe. Rempe with a spin move hook and in.
Brenda Rempe.
Nice little flip shot there by Rempe.
Seiler will bring the ball across the timeline for the Beavers. Gives it up to Bloom. Bloom with a drive. Up off the glass, no good. And they're going to call Bloom with a foul on the glass. She does not look happy. Red will inbound the ball. The Red would be the Flying Dutchman of Central College.
Heather Mackey's entering the game. Terry O'Brien exits.
Mackey is suitable backup replacement. She has played rather well. She is a freshman out of Sheridan, Iowa. The Dutchman. Nobody scored for the past, about 2 minutes or so. It's 22-13, the Flying Dutchman on top. We're going to have a jump ball here, folks.
Lynn Ployer wrapping it up.
And it'll be Central ball on the alternate possession. We have a replacement on the floor for the Dutchman. Shannon Menke will check in for the Dutchman. Ball down low, and Hansen rolled onto the baseline, and that'll be Beaver ball. Seiler bringing it up the left side of the floor. She becomes a point guard in this situation. Nice pass to Ployer, and Ployer looking for somewhere to go. Gives it up to Mackey. Mackey with a couple of pumps. Looking to go down into Erickson. Erickson traveled with the ball. Another turnover for the Beavers.
Well, I think the Beavers are getting kind of frustrated here. They got to get it down into Ployer and Erickson. Ployer had the hot start and hasn't seen it since.
Bloom takes a seat, and Bartle's back in. Menke with the ball gives it up to Hutchinson. Hutchinson tries to get down low to Rempe. Can't do it. Three-point attempt partially blocked. Ployer with the board. Seiler looking up court. Gives it up to Bartles. Bartles grabs a loose ball. Gets it over to Ployer. Ployer with a J. Off the iron. Erickson rips down the board. Loose ball as players are flying everywhere. Mackey cannot get up for the ball as Ployer overthrew it.
Yeah, not a good pass there by Ployer. She tried to baseball it. Should have just used two hands.
That's 10 turnovers by the Beavers, and that doesn't amount to much, Marty.
No, that's not a pretty stat here for this early in the game.
Rempe down low. Erickson all over. Central having tough time getting shots off, but converting when they get them. Menke gets her first 2 points of the game. Seiler bringing it up, doing an impressive job handling the ball. Erickson with a jumper off the iron, no good, and the Beavers are ice cold.
Starting to get the ball here to Erickson and Ployer, but they're just not falling for him.
Shot off the iron. Erickson with the board. Seiler bringing it up. Slowing it down just a hair. Ployer with the ball looking for somewhere to go. Bartles gets it inside to Erickson. Great move. And Erickson called for another traveling violation. And she can't believe it. Refs are calling this game pretty tight. 24-13 our score with 7:55 left in the first half. Hansen checks back in for the Dutchman. Seiler checks out. And number 43 for the Beavers, Carrie Klein checks in along with O'Brien. So it's Mackey, O'Brien, Klein, Bartles, and Erickson. Loose ball. Dutchman recover. That's no good. Erickson with the rebound. Looking for someone to give it up to. Who brings the ball up? Looking for somewhere to go. Up to Bartles. Bartles over to Mackey. Mackey Driving the lane, jump shot, up and in and out. The shots are just not falling for the Beavers, and Kerry O'Brien called it over back.
Beavers should have that rim check, see if there's a lid on it.
And the Dutchmen bring the ball up. We're experiencing some technical difficulties, so if you're having trouble hearing me, bear with me. Hutchinson up with the shot, no good. Erickson rips down the board. O'Brien gets hit from behind, no call. Mackey gives it up to Bartles. Bartles threatens to take the jumper and does it. O'Brien gives it up to Klein. Klein, good role player, gives it up to Mackey. Mackey over to O'Brien. Beavers are trying to get it down inside to Bartles, and they do. Good ball movement, Marty. All right. And the Dutchmen get it down inside. Nothing doing. Hansen with a board up and no good. Real physical play, and Erickson with a block. And O'Brien brings it across the timeline. Goes down inside all the way and scores. 24-17. What a move by O'Brien. And now the tides are turning as the Dutchmen call timeout. I think we're going to stay here during this timeout and spend some time working on some stuff. You know, we're experiencing some technical difficulties. Marty decided to go on some vacation and is leaving me here totally solo. 24-17 is our score, and folks, things are not going well for the Beavers. 10 turnovers, and that's just not going to win you any basketball games. Scoring is pretty spread out for the Beavers. Our leading scorer right now is Bartles with 4. O'Brien has picked up a couple baskets, and we are down by only 7, which is pretty much a gift at the hands of last year's Division III champions, the Flying Dutchmen of Central College. As the players come back on the floor, the Beavers have to kind of get on a run here with only 6 minutes and 21 seconds left in the half. They need to get on a roll here and go into the half nice and strong. Hansen will inbound the ball for the Dutchmen as the Beavers are employing a good press of their own. A little bit of confusion for the Dutchmen, and O'Brien gets her hands in there and forces a jump ball. Excellent play by Kerry O'Brien. Beaver ball, Mackey will inbound. Gives it up to O'Brien. O'Brien up to Klein. So it's O'Brien, Klein, Mackey, Erickson, and Bartles for the Beavers. O'Brien gets it over to Klein. Klein is yet to attempt a shot. Bartles up to Erickson. Erickson travel. Another traveling call for Erickson. And she is doing a good job of keeping herself in check and her emotions in check. Do we have Marty back? I don't think we have Marty back quite yet.
Yeah, I think they got me back on here, Dave.
Got a tan there, Marty? Nice vacation, nice little break.
Well, it's good to be back now.
I know. Welcome back, Marty. Well, folks, technical difficulties aside, Marty, you've been watching patiently all the details of this game. What have you been seeing that I haven't?
Well, the Beavers are going to have to try and get it inside or something because it's just not working from around the perimeter. Too much passing around there, a lot of confusion. I think they're going to try and get it inside and try and draw some fouls.
Ball movement has got to be essential for the Beavers as Quall tried to take a shot and was fouled by number 34, Kelly Miller. And shot up and no good. Quall is a senior out of Akron, Iowa. And she cannot connect on either one. Mackey with the board. Tries to save it into a fellow teammate, but goes right into the hands of Hansen. Hansen pushes it up court. Jump shot. Off the iron. Rebound. And we have a foul, I believe, on Klein. As number 42 for the Dutchman, Angie Striegel, was fouled by Quall. And that is her second foul.
Klein into the game tonight. We didn't see her until late last night, until the game was over.
But
rather
she did play some good ball, and her size kind of helps her a little bit. Klein, a 5'8" freshman, just a couple inches below Erickson, so her height helps out immensely on the boards. O'Brien being hounded.
Can I still hear him?
Mackey. And Quall throws the ball away. Beavers are a bit out of sync and are looking to try and get back in sync. 5:29 left in the half. 25-17 Central. Central breaks the press easily, and they're setting up the offense. And we've got a foul deep inside. Down in the paint. Got to tell who it's on. It looks like it is on O'Brien.
Foul, number 10, Carrie O'Brien.
For reaching in. That is her second personal.
Again, the same thing as last night. O'Brien and Erickson both on the bench right now with 2 fouls. I doubt that they'll come back in because they don't want to pick up 3 here in the first half.
Seiler checks in. Mackey checks back in. Ployer, Bloom, and if I can see the number on the last one.
I think that's Teresa Breifogel.
Yep, Teresa Breifogel, number 25. Seiler becomes a point guard in this situation. Did a good job handling the ball last time.
This is going to be an important stretch here for the Beavers to end the half.
They get it inside to Breifogel, off the glass and good.
A lot of young players in, and with the foul trouble, people on the bench, they're going to have to work hard to stay close here.
And the Central Flying Dutchman turn it over. Silo will bring it up. Yells at an offense. And she traveled. Central will inbound the ball. Hansen will do the honors. Central's got to keep its composure, Marty.
Yeah, this is their chance to really blow this open with all the young freshmen in. It's going to be interesting, like I said. See what happens.
They get the ball down into Hansen. Hansen with a nice pass down the baseline. That's a three-pointer by Kelly Hutchinson, or Hutchcroft.
That's her second three-pointer.
Second of the game. Thank you, Marty. 28-19 our score. Loose ball out of bounds to the Beavers. O'Brien checks back in. It'll be Ployer, O'Brien, Seiler, Breifogel, and Bloom. Seiler looking for somewhere to go. Traveling is the call. Allgood doesn't like that call.
Dutchmen realizing this is their chance, and they're really turning up the pressure here.
Dutchmen threatening to run away with this one right into the half time. Going to the locker room up by double figures. Hansen gets it over to Williams. Williams back over to Hansen. Hansen with a J. Good. Nothing but net. Emily Hansen has 9 points for the Dutchman. Bloom down inside. Can't connect. Loose ball. Rebounded by the Dutchman. Hansen gets it up to Hutchcroft. Hutchcroft loses control of the ball. Ball down on the floor. She gets it up off the glass and good. She has 6 points. 9, I do believe, with 2 3-pointers. 32-19 our score. Central up. 2 players hit the floor, and Central will be called for the foul. Kelly Miller with the block.
Angie Striegel,
excuse me.
Kelly Bartle's going to come back into the game here, Dave.
Kelly Bartles, thank you, Marty. A lot of physical contact down inside, and Central's done a good job of maintaining composure and making those extra passes.
On this end, the Beavers got to concentrate more on those inside shots. They've missed quite a few layups.
Bloom's first one, off the iron, no good. Beavers cannot get off a good shot, and the ball goes off of Bloom. Bartles will check back in, and Bloom will take a seat. The Beavers down by 13 points with 3 minutes and 33 seconds left in the first session. Hansen driving, loses the ball. O'Brien driving, gives it up to Seiler. Seiler will take it off the glass, no good. But Bartle's there with the board.
Good hustle by Kelly Bartles to get down there and grab that offensive rebound.
Yep, and there's a foul on the play. Gonna go against number 32.
Foul, number 32, Wendy Reinhardt. Her first personal. Kelly Bartles at line.
Wendy Reinhardt, her first personal. Kelly Bartles' first shot. It is good. Bartles 3 for 3 from the line. Her fourth one on the way and good, and the Beavers pull within 11. Bartles has 6 points. Central breaking the press with ease. Hansen hits O'Brien. It'll be a foul on O'Brien.
Buena Vista foul on number 10, Carrie O'Brien, her third personal.
3 personals for Carrie O'Brien, Marty, and that is trouble.
Yes, that's really bad news. Same thing happened last night, and they need her out on the floor, especially against a team like the Dutchman. A lot of pressure applied, and O'Brien is the best at bringing it up for the Beavers.
Hansen will have an extra shot as both teams are in the bonus. Hansen's first one was nothing but net. Her second attempt is also nothing but net, extending the Central Flying Dutchman lead to 13. Carrie Klein is checked in, gives it up to Breifogel, who throws it away. Hansen picks up the loose ball. They get it down inside to Reppy. Central always making that extra pass, and what a move by Wendy Reinhardt. Excellent move there.
Well, it looked like she might have got away with a walk, Dave, but it sure looked nice. You're right.
And the score is 36-21. Correction of the score on the screen. Seiler with the ball, looking for somewhere to go. Couple pump fakes. Gives it up to Bartles. Bartle, the big girl, way out top, should be down in the paint.
Teresa Breifogel's having some problems, and I think Janet Allgood realizes she's going to have to bring Jen Erickson back into the game. She's over at the scorer's table ready to check in.
Hansen is on fire, Marty. She has in double figures already, and the Flying Dutchmen are up by 17 now. 2 minutes left in the first half.
That's 13 for Hansen, and she's keeping up with her regular pace.
Seiler gives it up to Bartles down low. Bartles up to Klein. Klein with her first shot, in and out. Pressed by the Beavers. Beavers, break for the Dutchman, and Hansen with a bad pass. Beavers able to get back, and Carrie Klein with an excellent defensive play. Ployer gets the pass from Klein and gives it up to Seiler. Just when it seems like this thing's going to run away, the Beavers are kind of hanging around. They just need to make that extra pass and get some people free, Marty.
Well, we mentioned, they've got some of these younger players in here that didn't play much last night.
Kelly
Bartles there in the turnaround.
Kelly Bartles with an excellent move inside and gets the personal foul.
Central ball.
So she'll go and she'll try and make a three-point play and pull the Beavers within 14. This game has just kind of gotten away in a way.
Well, here's Erickson back in now for Breifogel. These younger players gain some good experience. Doesn't look like they're doing too well, but they are showing some confidence. At least they're not afraid to make some plays, and take some risks.
And Bartles has certainly shown up to play tonight, as she has reached double figures, if I'm not mistaken. Hansen with the ball. Gives it up to Miller. Miller back to Hansen. The Dutchman letting her go from outside. Loose ball, and we're going to have another jump ball. That will go to the Dutchman. I don't know how many points Kelly Bartles has, Marty.
I have her for 9.
9 points for Kelly Bartles. 1 off of double figures. 54.8 seconds left in the half. Hansen lets one go. A rare miss of this half for Emily Hansen. Seiler gets it up to Klein, pushing the floor. Ployer gets it down to Seiler. Seiler with a J, no good. Bartles fighting for the rebound, can't get it. Dutchman on the run. They let a three go, and it's good from Kelly Miller.
Kelly Miller for three.
And the Dutchmen are up 41-24, 22 seconds left in the half. Seiler brings it up. Time running out. Erickson. Player just inside the three-point line. Up off the glass and no good. 8 seconds left.
There you go.
Hansen up off the glass as time runs out. 43-24 is our score going into halftime. Emily Hansen with good hustle, running the floor extremely well, finds herself in double figures big time, and the Dutchmen up 43-24. We're now going to send you to a commercial break. When we come back, we have a jam-packed halftime extravaganza for you, interviews, as well as halftime stats and analysis. We'll see you in a few.
Ready for Honey-Kissed Pizza. Hot, delicious pizza on a whole wheat crust, loaded with the finest ingredients and kissed with a sweet touch of honey. It's gourmet pizza like you've never tasted before, served up piping hot and delivered right to your door. Call today and order the Honey-Kissed Special. 2 medium 2-topping pizzas plus 1 order of delicious cinnamon breadsticks for only $12.99. Honey on the dough, honey butter on the crust. It's great quality, it's a great value, and it's fast. Call 732-2222 for Honey-Kissed Pizza.
Welcome back to Siebens Fieldhouse. We're going to send it to the floor to Dave Fields for a couple of interviews. He has swim coach Deb Blanchard down there and then coach Keith Schmidt, the track coach.
Now by Deb Blanchard, the ladies and men's swimming coach here at Buena Vista. How you doing? I haven't seen you in a while.
Well, it's been a long, cold winter, so no, we're plenty warm down in the swimming pool.
All right. Well, the swimming season is well underway, and Why don't you keep us and get us up to date on your swimmers and how they're doing? I hear there was a record set.
That's right. We've got a new school record already this year before Christmas, which is great. Last year, I think we ended up with a total of 3, but they came later in the season. We've had 4 meets so far, a couple over in South Dakota, and we went up to Eau Claire, Wisconsin right before Christmas, and then out to Kearney, Nebraska. And so the men set that record out at Kearney right before, as a matter of fact, it was the weekend of finals. So it was kind of bad timing, but they all studied on the way back. So.
Oh, wow. And you have a pretty mixed squad as far as talent and meaning experience. And why don't you talk a little bit about some of the leaders on and some of the new people kind of developing in your program?
Okay, well, we have only 10 men this year. 8 of them are swimmers and 2 are divers. We have returning letterman Court Thalen, who is a senior, and Joe Roach, who right now during interim, he's also a senior, but he's gone. He's on an interim break, and we ran into that with a couple people. One of my junior girls, Amy Boeing, is in Europe, and so we're kind of shorthanded. Interim is always hard for the swim team because there's people here, there, and everywhere. Jamie Lamb is co-captain for the men, where Sarah Brown is for the women. Sarah is a sophomore from East Des Moines, and she's one of our distance gals, swims 1,000 and plans to break that record again. She said it last year. Another freshman we have in is John Anna Day. She's also from East Des Moines, and middle distance. She's running into some rotator cuff shoulder problems right now. We got several that are. Is that
a common swim injury?
Yeah.
And so it takes a while. Is it just rest that heals it, or is surgery required?
No, most of the time surgeries, and it's not that drastic. But they get them in the training room and work on them and rest. Of course, they can put fins on, do a lot of kick sets, but after a while, kick is a 4-letter word. So anyway, back to these guys that set this record. That relay team was made up of Terry Olson, who is a junior returning letterman. Terry's also a breaststroker for us. Troy Miller, who's a sophomore, but this is his first year as far as swimming goes. He's a real short, burst quick energy, and after about 50 he's done. It's pretty hard to get 100 out of him, but we're working on it. And Court and Jamie and before those guys went a 1:38 in the 200 free relay, so they were moving right along.
That's bookend.
They were after that one, and I was glad to see them get it. So now after interim here, we have our only home meet is the 22nd of January, and Kearney, Nebraska's women will come up. They don't have a men's team, and SDSU from Brookings, University of South Dakota, or not the university, South Dakota State University, will be down, and we will have a meet with them here on the 22nd, but that is the Saturday of interim break.
Yeah.
And so I'm afraid we aren't going to have much of a crowd here, but we'll be here swimming on that Saturday. Also, don't want to leave out our 2 divers. We have a couple freshmen in, one from Roosevelt in Des Moines and one from Indianola, and they're working pretty hard. And so all in all, let's see, I got to make sure I didn't leave anybody out here. A couple gals, I talked about Amy Boeing. We have Dodie Blyle is our only senior woman, and she's from Kingsley, of course. And we have a lot of people like Dodie in that they didn't swim in high school. They were lifeguards. They love swimming, and so they're in there. They're working that way. We also have a freshman, Amanda Dose, who's also a lifeguard, not high school experience. She swam summer league, and then we also had a freshman who is injured and is not even going to be able to swim at all this year, which is Steph Anderson, a volleyball player. If you may recognize the name, she's got a torn leg, a muscle in her leg, and I don't think she's going to be able to swim all year.
But the nicks and the bruises, they come throughout a swimming season.
Right.
And a compliment to your swimming team is that they keep on swimming and they don't stop.
That's right. They're trying to swim through some of them. Those shoulders, you really got to rest them. You can't hardly swim through one of those. But with our season drawn out as much as it is, they had almost 3 weeks off over Christmas, and so now they got to get back in. It's almost like starting over again.
Getting fit, getting in shape again after all that turkey. Thank you, Deb.
You betcha.
Joy as always, and we'll catch you later.
All right,
catch
thanks,
out and
Dave.
Come on out and see them swim. We're going to send you to a break. We'll come back with halftime stats and analysis. Okay, thanks
All right,
a lot.
thanks,
Appreciate
Dave.
it.
I think I could tell him anything. Why is this so hard? I'm really scared.
It takes a lot of guts to tell someone he's too drunk to drive. But you can do it. Just say it. Because if you don't, there may be nothing left to say.
Kevin, I'm gonna drive.
Take the keys, call a cab, take a stand. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
Last year, thousands of innocent children were caught in the crossfire of violent crime. And it's not just the children who suffer. How much longer will you let this go on? Call this number now. We'll send you information on how you can protect your children from crime and drugs in your neighborhood. Together, we will take a bite out of crime. Children are the largest group of Americans living below the poverty line. They have to reach higher for what others take for granted. Healthcare, balanced meals, encouragement to learn. But with help early on, children in your community can gain the skills to get out from below the poverty line. It takes programs like Success by 6 and people like you to help them take the first step. Call to learn more. Change the world of a child, and you change the world.
Stevens Fieldhouse. We're at halftime, and the Beavers are not faring well, down by a score of 43-23. Marty Barr joins me as my color man, and Marty, things aren't going our way right now.
Well, Dave, a really ugly statistic here. 19 turnovers for the Beavers in the first half, and 28% shooting from the field.
Unbelievable. The Central Flying Dutchman shot 75% from three-point range, combined with 47 points, 47% from the field, gave them a total of 66% for first-half shooting. And when you're shooting like that, it's closing down some of your options. Beavers need to do a better job of passing.
Well, you know, Carrie O'Brien got the fouls. Her and Erickson were on the bench for a while, and the inexperienced players were in there, and that doesn't help. You know, you got to have your experienced players in the game, and I think in the second half they're going to try and keep this game, you know, from being really ugly. I think winning the game is going to be tough, and they want to just keep this one close. You know.
Well, they're only down by 17, so they're not totally blown away yet, but they've got to do make some major adjustments, and it all has to start with their ability to keep turnovers from happening.
Yeah, bringing the ball up the floor has kind of made them nervous, I think, because there's been a lot of pressure. They need to figure out some ways to get that ball up the floor easier, get more people involved, some sharp cuts maybe, and Carrie O'Brien being the main ball handler.
The Beavers were led in scoring by, let me get this right, 11 points by Kelly Bartles, and she came right off the bench and filled in for Erickson when she got into foul trouble.
Yeah, that same thing happened last night. Bartles had 13 off the bench last night, and that's good, but they still need Erickson to be in there and produce also.
We need balanced scoring from the Beavers. A stat that we cannot have is Emily Hansen, number 30, averaging 29 points a game, is what you said, Marty?
Yes.
I do believe. Already has 17, and we're at break. That's just unbelievable. That cannot happen. At the pace she is going, she's going to have 34 points, Marty.
Well, that's not the big surprise, I don't think. You know, if they can hold her to her average, that's all right. They need to stop the other people from getting into the game. And that's, you know, that starts with the fast break is where they're getting a lot of extra points. Other people are.
everybody played for the Dutchman, and all but one scored. We have Shannon Curley not scoring any points. She did attempt one, but that fell short. The Beavers spread out their scoring somewhat. Bartles with 11, O'Brien with 2, Seiler with 3, Bloom with 0, Erickson with dose, and Grayfogel with 2. And we're ready to start the second half just momentarily. And you've got to hope that the Beavers come out a little bit more inspired.
Well, I think Coach Allgood realizes, this is a tough one, and she gave the younger players a chance earlier in the game, where last night, they didn't come in until late. And
congratulations
about this
goes out to Emily Hansen
really
of Central, who scored her
back in this
1,000th
game
career point in the first half.
Hopefully the Beavers can come out and get a quick start, try and get back in it.
We have a special thing to say as far as accomplishments and achievements. Emily Hansen of the Central Flying Dutchman scored her 1,000th career point in the first half, and that has to be a momentous accomplishment in her basketball career, and we congratulate her, don't we, Marty?
Yes, that's. I'm sure that's a big thing for her, and
let's just hope she doesn't get 1,001.
Yeah, she could be on her way to 2,000 the way she's going.
And we're starting off a lot like we ended. A lot of loose balls and a lot of turnovers, as the Beavers will get the ball for their trip down the floor as Central turns the ball over, and we start Turnover Fest 94, second half.
Yeah, both teams here off to the sloppy start.
Seiler bringing it up. It's Seiler, O'Brien, Bloom, Erickson, and Ployer for the Beavers. Hansen and is leading the Flying Dutchman crew. Extreme pressure by Hansen. She's doing a tremendous job.
They needed a good pass there. Ployer was open and got that ball at her feet.
Seiler lets it go right before the shot clock. And O'Brien steals the ball and up. No foul. Tips it over to Bloom and no good. Rempe with the board.
Good hustle by O'Brien. Couldn't capitalize though.
Central starting 5 in there, and O'Brien almost gets another steal. Bodies hitting the floor. Erickson has lost Rempe. Good thing the Dutchman didn't see there. Rempe gets the board. Sloppy play. Reinhardt gives it up to Hutchcroft. Hutchcroft down inside to Hansen. Hansen with a beautiful pass to Rempe. Up and no good. Ployer with a board, bringing it up for the Beavers. Ployer gives it up to O'Brien. O'Brien really tentative, trying to avoid turnovers, Marty.
Well, she is a freshman, and she's feeling a lot of pressure in that first half, and I think she's maybe just a little nervous.
Erickson up off the glass, no good, and Erickson will get called for an over-the-back foul.
That'll be her third.
That'll be her third personal, and she may have to take a seat.
Unanimous foul on number 51, Jennifer Erickson, her third personal.
All good
first
is
team.
not brought anybody off the bench as of yet. Erickson picks up her third, and that's not a good sign.
Well, I think Coach Allgood knows that she needs her in there. She's going to let her go for a while, and maybe even until she fouls out, if that happens.
I think Carrie Klein's going to come in because she's getting instruction from Coach Allgood. O'Brien with the steal gives it up to Seiler. Seiler over to O'Brien. O'Brien with a J, in and out, and the shots are not falling for the Beavers.
Good box out and outlet there by the Dutchman.
O'Brien knocks away from Hansen. Good job, and Hansen gets it
Emily
back
Hansen.
and gives her 19 points of the game. And she is picking up where she left off.
Another travel.
Traveling by, I believe that was Seiler. So with 17:09 left in the contest, 45-24 is our score. Central up by 21.
Quite a few substitutions here. We got Mackey and Klein and Quall all into the game now.
Hutchcroft bringing it up against Klein. And O'Brien steals the ball. Another steal for O'Brien, and she's looking for somewhere to go.
It's her third steal of the game, our stat man says.
And Bartles gets the
Kelly
ball.
Bartle.
Good position and goes up and in. That is 13 for Bartles. And BV's defense breaks down. Call will get called for a foul as Reinhardt got the ball on the break and went up.
Buena Vista foul on
was foul.
Andrea
So go to the
Wall
line for
third
two charity
personal,
tosses.
second team.
That's Qual's third foul. Beavers last night also had a lot of foul troubles. Same thing tonight.
Well, they should be spreading points around. Instead, they're spreading fouls.
Yes.
Reinhardt with the first of two on the way, no good. All good, bringing O'Brien over for some consultation. And you know she cannot be happy with play right now. Reinhardt's second one is no good. Bartles with a strong rebound. O'Brien driving the lane. No good. She gets her own rebound, squirts it over to Klein. Klein over to Mackey. The Beavers are not taking their shots. Bartles with a jumper in. And
Kelly Bartles.
Bartles, 15 points. And she is the leading scorer. Really helping the Beavers here.
Good hustle by O'Brien there. Knocked that one out of bounds.
45-28 our score. 16 minutes left in the contest. Loose ball out of bounds, but will remain Central's ball. Hutchcroft bringing it across the line against O'Brien. O'Brien with another steal attempt, and she just doesn't get it.
He got her hands on it again.
O'Brien with great defensive hustle. Rempe, a little traveling music, please. But Carrie O'Brien doing an excellent job on the defensive end, causing havoc in the backcourt.
It's the fifth turnover this half for the Dutchman.
BV without the services of Nicole Cordoba, who was an extremely talented forward. She will be back next year, but her leadership has been greatly missed by this lineup. And down to Bartles, and Bartles traveled. Questionable call as Coach Allgood doesn't like it.
Yeah, she wanted the foul there and not the walk.
Hansen looking for somewhere to go to. Hutchcroft will bring the ball up. Hutchcroft gets it up to Rempe. Rempe gets it over to Hansen. Hansen bringing it down court. Central down inside. Rempe up and good. Count it. The Dutchmen are just too much right now for the Beavers, Marty.
Basket by Brenda.
6 for Rempe. And
the fouls on Buena Vista, number 23, Andrea
go to the
Wall
line here,
for
trying to
fourth
get her
personal,
seventh.
third on the team. Rempe at the line for one.
That's the third team foul for the Beavers in the second half, and it cannot be good that the fouls keep accumulating. We have a substitution. Jennifer Erickson checking in for Andrea Quall. So we're going to try it with the Twin Towers and see what goes down. O'Brien breaking the press, bringing it across half-court line. To Klein. Klein, beautiful pass inside.
Kelly Bartles.
Bartles off the glass. Marty, excellent pass.
yes, that was a nice play all the way around. A good entry pass and then a nice spin move and finished off the shot there by Kelly Bartles.
Bartles showing how her game has developed, and it's developing quite well. Central not getting their shots to fall. Rempe throws the ball away, and the Beavers are showing signs of life.
Yes, Kelly Bartles trying to work her way into the starting lineup here, it looks like.
48-30 our score with just over 14 minutes left, so time is of the essence for the Beavers.
Mackey
They need to
picked
get
up
a
the
run
ball
going
there.
here pretty quick.
Mackey picking up the ball in the backcourt. Don't want to do that.
Second foul, number 32, Wendy Reinhardt.
Reinhardt
for second
with a
personal,
foul.
first on the team.
And Mackey will inbound the ball. It'll be inbounded to Klein. Klein looking, gets it over to O'Brien. O'Brien with a behind-the-back dribble. Gives it up to Klein. Klein out in three-point lane should take that shot, but I don't think she is confident. A good move by O'Brien, but cannot get the shot to fall. Good defense by Erickson, but Central will maintain possession. Hutchcroft with a great pass inside to Reinhardt, and Reinhardt is hacked. That'll be a personal foul on, I do believe,
Buena Vista foul.
Kerry Klein.
Number 45, Kelly Bartles for second.
Kelly Bartles is called
team.
with the
Yes,
foul.
Kelly Bartles had the big hack there.
Wendy Reinhardt at the line for Central.
And fouls keep accumulating. O'Brien will take a seat, and Seiler will come back in. Mackey comes in. Bloom comes in. So it's Seiler, Mackey, Bloom, Erickson, and Klein. The free throw was good by Reinhardt. Second one up and good, and the lead is now 20 for the Central Flying Dutchman. Seiler bringing it up, pushing the issue, gets it over to Bloom. Bloom with a spin move, gets it back out. They get in inside, and Erickson is mauled, looking for continuance, and does not get it.
It should be on Kelly Miller, I think.
The foul
number
is
34,
on number
Kelly
34,
Miller, her second
Kelly
personal,
Miller.
second
That's her
team.
second personal. Kerry Klein gets the entry pass. Heather Mackey for three. Off the rim, no good. Rebound by Erickson. Up off the glass. That's what they need to do. They need to pound those boards, Marty.
That's those good box out. Jen Erickson used her body pressing up against the defender and then put it back.
Beavers are not letting this game get too far away from them. They're only down by 18 with 13:37 left. Hansen, turnaround jumper, no good. Board by Klein, and the fast break starts. Klein pushing the issue. Pulls up and gives it up to Seiler. Seiler sets the offense. Mackey out in three-point land. He elects not to take the shot. Erickson inside to Mackey, and she's hacked. And Mackey will go to the line. Excellent look and feed by the big woman.
It was a good look by
Central foul number
Erickson, and a
30,
nice cut by
Emily
Mackey.
Hansen. Her
She had the
second
shot
personal,
earlier on the
third
outside on the
timeout
perimeter.
Central.
Didn't take it. Made the cut to the basket. Got the
Central
ball.
calls a timeout, and so will we. We'll send you a commercial break, and Marty and I will.
Storm Lake, get ready for Honey Kiss Pizza. Hot, delicious pizza on a whole wheat crust, loaded with the finest ingredients and kissed with a sweet touch of honey. It's gourmet pizza like you've never tasted before, served up piping hot and delivered right to your door. Call today and order the Honey Kiss Special. 2 medium 2-topping pizzas plus 1 order of delicious cinnamon breadsticks for only $12.99. Honey on the dough, honey butter on the crust. It's great quality, it's a great value, and it's fast. Call 732-2222 for Honey Kiss Pizza.
We're back here at Siemens Fieldhouse, and folks, we can't say we have a barn burner here going, but we do have the Beavers trying to stick in this one, down 18 to the Central Flying Dutchman, Marty.
Yeah, it was 19 at half, and they're sticking around, you know. They do need to make a run, though, here soon. Can't let time get away like this.
And Heather Mackey will be at the line shooting 2, as she was the recipient of a beautiful entry pass by Jennifer Erickson, and she got 2 shots given to her. First one on the way, in and out, and time is of the essence for the Beavers.
Dave, the Beavers are staying in this, and they only have 3 turnovers in this half. Much better, much improvement from the 19 they had in the first half.
Yes, excellent improvement. And their defensive intensity has seemed to step up now. If they can only put some shots in the hoop, we'll get back in this one.
There's some trapping by the Beavers.
Central having some difficulty, but now they get into their sets. Hutchcroft with a 3, and it's good. And that puts the lead back at 20 just when the Beavers started scratching the surface.
Her third three-pointer of the game, Dave.
Seiler gives it up to Mackey. Mackey down to Bloom. Bloom inside. Off Erickson's hands, and it will be Central ball, but a turnover. And Klein gets the steal into Seiler. Seiler, beautiful pass to Erickson, and she shanks it. Misses the shot, a beautiful opportunity, and you can't do that, Marty.
Well, Dutchmen are having some good hustle here. Emily Hansen has made some nice defensive plays in the previous play there.
Hansen with 2. And that pushes the lead out to 22. And The Central Flying Dutchmen are trying to run away with this. Seiler gets it to Mackey. Mackey with a J. Good. 55 to 35. Lead back at 20. Fast break. Hansen all the way up and good.
Emily Hansen.
How many points is that for Hansen now, Marty?
I have her for about 23 points. It's quickly becoming the Hansen show here.
Seiler over to Erickson. Erickson with a J. And the Beavers are trying to heat it up here, keeping it at 20, but they've got to stop the Dutchman from scoring. Hutchcroft brings it across the line. Mackey with a steal and gives it to Bloom. Beautiful play, and Seiler will bring it up court. Trailing by 20, Buena Vista has to get things going. Klein lofting it, and she misread the reactions of Mackey to a pass. She thought Mackey was going down to the three-point line. Mackey cut in.
A lot of subs coming in here, Dave. Lynn Ployer, Kelly Bartles, and Cheryl Bloom back into the game.
Substitutions galore. Mackey takes a seat, Klein takes a seat, and Quall takes a seat. Good quality minutes from Heather Mackey, I would say.
Yes, Dana Seiler has also been playing well. She's getting a little bit tired, I noticed, down the last trip down the floor. She might need a sub before too long.
We've got a foul on Lynn Ployer. And that will be her first personal, excuse me. My fault, and Central will inbound the ball. Substitution for Central, Shannon Menke is back in the game, and she immediately gets it down inside to Angie Striegel, who loses it off of her fingers, and BV's defense is trying to stiffen up here.
B. Thong Soom has also entered the game for the Flying Dutchman.
Nice pick. Over and back is the call for a violation by Carrie O'Brien, and another turnover for the Beavers. That's 5 so far this half. I think we jinxed them, Marty. Central rotating the ball around. And a nice move by Striegel. Gets it up off the glass and good. O'Brien kind of trapped back there. Loses the ball up and no good by Reinhardt. The pressure defense is starting to get to the Beavers.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of tired play by the Beavers. Striegel went right around two defenders on that last play for the layup.
Heather Mackey checks in, and Eric Quall checks out. Excuse me, Lynn Ployer checks out. Trying to get some energy into their lineup. Coach Allgood cannot be happy with the amount of effort. Although the Beavers are hanging around, only down by 22 when it could have been a lot worse, Marty.
You're right, Dave.
Beavers get the ball down in, and a block by Bartles, and Mackey's pushing it up. Mackey comes to the center, gives up to O'Brien. O'Brien looking for something. Gives it up to Mackey. Mackey has been known to shoot the three, but a beautiful pass to Bartles, and she cannot finish it. Central. And a beautiful block by Bloom. Reinhardt went up for the shot, and she was stuffed.
Looked like the Dutchman had the advantage there, 2-on-1. And Cheryl Bloom hustling back, made the block.
And Central is just pounding the boards. The three, no good. And Mackey almost had the board. Another three-point attempt? No. Si-Tong Soom gets it over to Thompson. Thompson gets it inside to Angie Striegel, and Striegel is fouled on a reach-in by Bloom.
Central's really moving the ball around well here this whole possession. They did miss the shots inside, but got the rebounds, and they're kicking it around, getting the fouls.
Good ball movement by the Central Flying Dutchman. And that will send Angie Striegel to the line. Striegel shooting and playing rather well today, accumulating some good quality minutes. First toss on the way, and good. Her second will be coming shortly. And rolls around on the rim and good. So that extends the lead to 61-37. And unless the Beavers totally go ballistic, we're looking at a Central win.
Carrie Klein had broke the pressure across the timeline, but then she stepped out of bounds on the sideline.
Beavers have stalled on offense, although they have heated up just in a little bit, a few spurts here and there, but nothing much. Beautiful pick and roll by the Dutchman. They can't get it to work. Seiler pushing the issue. Gets over to Klein. Klein threw the ball away, but Central starting on the fast break, but Si Tang Sum stepped on the sideline.
Getting really sloppy here, Dave. Carrie Klein a little out of control coming down on the other side of the court and just kind of threw it blindly to the Dutchman.
Ball inbounded to Seiler. And Bartle's at the top of the key. Bartle's the leading scorer for the Beavers right now with 17 and gets it inside to Bartles, and Bartles continues her good play and adds 2 more. 61-39 with just over 9 minutes to play. Central with a lot of substitutions in there. As Hansen's on the bench, she's probably done for the night. Ball gets it into Seiler. The last bucket by Angie Striegel, and she's playing rather well. Klein over to Seiler. Seiler's showing a bit of improvement.
Yeah, she didn't play that great last night, but definitely heads-up play tonight.
And they get it inside to Bartles, who's up strong and off the glass. And she continues to play well.
21 for Kelly.
A season high for Kelly Bartles, no doubt. And Si Tang Sum gets it down on the baseline to Reinhardt. Reinhardt up off the glass, no good. The Beavers crashing the boards will have a jump ball, and players are hitting the floor hard.
Kelly Bartles goes for that ball. She really wants it. She takes command. Kelly's leaving the game now. Gets a hand from a few people.
Kelly has played an excellent game, no question. Erickson checks in. It's Erickson, Breifogel, O'Brien, and Mackey as Seiler sits. So, Central down on their own end, inbounding the ball, pressure, nowhere to go to, and they finally get it inside. Nothing doing so far. Angie Striegel looking for somewhere to go. And they throw the ball away. It's off Paula Stanley's hands, and it will go to the Beavers. 63-41, our score. Beavers down by 22. Klein will bring it up.
Pick.
Very hard pick. And Klein looking for someone to go to, gives it up to O'Brien. O'Brien back over to Klein. So they're playing a little keep away here. Breifogel gets it over to Erickson. Erickson with a beautiful pass to Klein, and she is hacked.
Curley with the big foul there.
That Erickson showing her passing ability, maybe showing a good reason why Allgood has her rotating out of the top of the key, but you'd have to think you'd want her to take up some space down in the paint.
Well, maybe she's just not feeling it tonight, but they like to rotate it around. Eventually in the offense, she will end up down there in the paint, and they just need to get the ball to her.
They need to keep possession long enough to get the offensive sets totally run. Carrie Klein's second one off the mark and no good. But the Beavers fight for the rebound and they fall short. But a bad shot by Shannon Curley, and she misses it. A little bit of trouble handling the ball, but O'Brien finally brings it up. Taking it in amongst the trees and good. Coast to coast.
Great penetration.
63-44. Good penetration. She'll be a good one to see in the next 4 years, Marty. Mackey playing good defense. Cutting off Stanley. Stanley gets it down into Angie Striegel. Ball knocked away, but the Beavers cannot get repossession. And a three-pointer by Kelly Miller, and Central lighting it up. It's pretty much academic right now.
That's her second three of the game.
Carrie O'Brien bringing it across the midcourt line. And you can see Allgood just trying to make it through and make it respectable. Jennifer Erickson with a good pass in theory, and Allgood is disgusted. She calls timeout. 66-44 is our score. We're going to keep it right here. And Marty, things are just not falling the Beavers' way. They're not connecting on their shots. Nothing seems to be concrete for the Beavers.
Well, you know, they're still hanging around in this. They're down 22. They are playing better than they were last night against a team that they probably should have beat. Central, you know, a better team tonight, and the score doesn't show it, but they definitely are playing better. The turnovers were down earlier there in this half, but they've shot back up again to 9, it looks like. And I think they have 13 turnovers for the Dutchman, our stat man here.
And you'd have to wonder if they're going to put Kelly Bartles back in the game. She's having a sensational contest. But we're at 66-44 with 6 minutes and 46 seconds left. Still time to make a run, but it's going to have to be a big one if the Beavers are going to come back from this one.
Well, Lynn Ployer and Jen Erickson have just not been scoring tonight, and Kelly Bartle's trying to pick up the slack, but it's just not enough.
Scoring pretty much evenly distributed once you get past Kelly Bartles. And Central inbounds the ball against full court pressure. And Angie Striegel down to the baseline, gives it up to Hansen, who's back in and lets it go, and just short. Blocked by Erickson. Erickson gives it up to Klein. Klein pushing the issue, pulls it up, and looks for someone to pass to.
Dutchmen always get back on defense. Everybody hustling. All 5 players were back there.
Klein tries to get it inside to Brayfogle, and it was kicked. Which you would think that maybe on the fast break, if Klein kept going, you may have some contact, but you have to take some chances.
Well, she is a freshman, and she only had a 2-on-2 there, and her defender she didn't really have her beat. You know, that's a tough decision. Down 22, you know, they want to take care of the ball here and go for something a little more sure.
Erickson called with traveling, and she has been called quite frequently today. The pressure works for the Beavers as they force a turnover. It's Buena Vista ball.
He's using it.
Kerry O'Brien down on the baseline, looks for someone to go to. Gives it over to Seiler. Seiler over to Mackey. Mackey down in Erickson. Erickson with a turnaround, up and no good. Central pushing the issue. And coast to coast with the foul. Shannon Curley split the defense and went right up for the deuce. Nobody touched her.
I think that's her first 2 points of the game there, Dave.
Seiler for Buena Vista, her first personal.
But you can't allow somebody to just walk in like that, go coast to coast, and get her first 2 points of the game.
I think the Beavers are getting a little tired here. A lot of pressure and
near steal by Curley. Yes, I would tend to agree with you, Marty. Mackey with a J. Almost makes no. Brayfogle off the glass and good.
Good rebound by Brayfogle. It's her 4th point.
And the pressure kind of getting to the Dutchman. Rempe down inside, and she's hacked. So it's Hansen, Hutchcroft,
Buena Vista foul number 51.
Stanley, Striegel, and Rempe for the Dutchman. Ployer, Erickson, and Mackey will take a seat. It's Ployer, Bartles, Brayfogle, Seiler, and O'Brien. We have 5:21 left in the contest.
That was Erickson's 4th foul. She goes to the bench and hits it hard. Jen's very upset about this performance tonight.
And Coach Allgood has some words for her. O'Brien brings it across court, gets it up to Brayfogle. Brayfogle taking it the distance and can't get it to drop. There again, she had an open lane for a layup. I think she should have kept going.
Yeah, she pulled up too quick there and could have kept going.
Bartles with a board. We got a break. And O'Brien fouled before the shot went up. They will not give her continuance. And she will... Nope, we're not quite in the bonus yet. Beaver ball.
Personal fouls on Kelly Hutchcraft of Central. Her third personal, fifth on the team.
Seiler will inbound. Brayfogle and Bartles. O'Brien and Ployer. And O'Brien with a rare shot from the perimeter. And she does not get it to fall. We have a jump ball between Hansen and Bartles.
That was a great rebound by Kelly there. She went right up over the back without fouling her. Got the jump ball.
Nice entry pass into Brayfogle. O'Brien gets it inside to Bartles. Off the glass, and Bartles is just having a career night.
It's 23 now for Kelly.
But they've got to stop Central from scoring, and we have a collision here. And just make sure everybody's okay. Paula Stanley and Brayfogle collided. Totally coincidental, and both players are okay. We have a substitution. Bloom comes in for Brayfogle, and for Kelly Miller comes in for Central. For Rempe. So it's Stanley at the line to shoot two. And she misses it, but Central rebounds the ball. We have a jump ball. It will be Central ball.
Ref quick to call that.
Little confusion on the alternate possession, and correction is made. It'll be Central ball. Stanley will inbound the ball for the Dutchman. Takes him a little bit of effort to get it in. Hansen's three-point attempt off the mark. Bartles rips down the board with some authority. O'Brien brings it across. And O'Brien out of control, but draws the blocking foul.
Central foul number 20, Kelly Hutchcroft, her fourth personal, seventh on the team.
O'Brien goes to the line, and you can't help but admire her effort. 68-48 our score. O'Brien hits her first. Her second one on the way, and rattles around and in. So the Beavers have cut under the 20 mark and now trail by 18.
Beavers are showing a lot of improvement in the second half from the first.
Hansen blocks. Gets blocked, but the rebound goes to Striegel. Striegel goes up and is fouled and makes it so. 70-50 our score, and Striegel will get a chance at a three-point play.
Bad break there for the Beavers. The block shot went right to the Dutchman.
Striegel up and good. So now the Beavers trail by 21 with 4 minutes and 5 seconds left to play. Kerry O'Brien gets it up to Bartles. Bartles, somewhere to go, goes to Ployer. Ployer looking down, gets it to Bartles. Bartles, who is capable of a perimeter shot, likes to pass it. Ball knocked away by the Dutchman.
They missed Kelly open in there earlier. Got her the ball a little too late.
So it's Beaver ball, and O'Brien will bring it up. Carey gets inside the three-point line, lobs it down for Bloom, and it doesn't fall. She just cannot get a basket tonight. A trap, and it doesn't work. Stanley with a shot off the glass, no good. Hansen with the J, no good. We've got a foul, a push-off by number 34, Kelly Miller, Beaver ball.
Central foul number 34, Kelly Miller, her third personal.
I think they've got them in the bonus now. It's going to shoot a 1-and-1.
That is correct. as we'll walk down to the end of the floor and shoot dose. Or 1 and 1. Let's hope it's dose.
Yeah. Lynn's going to put these in, I think.
Lynn started off with 2 nice-looking jumpers, but has pretty much remained silent and controlled the rest of this game.
She's only had a few shots, and they didn't fall for her. Spent a lot of time on the bench, too.
She misses the first end of the 1 and 1. Just shots aren't falling. And O'Brien with a steal. A bright spot is her defense up and no good. She got nailed by Stanley.
O'Brien still hustling, taking it strong to the hole.
Carrie O'Brien at the line for Buena Vista.
That is a third foul on Reinhardt, and that'll send O'Brien to the line for 2. And her first one on the way and good. And Marty, just when you think the Beavers have just pretty much given up, a couple of players are showing some life here.
Yeah, Kelly Bartles is keeping them in it, and Carrie O'Brien's still working hard. That's 4 steals in the half now.
4 steals in the half. We're not going to steal any time away from Siebens Fieldhouse. We're going to stay right here, right now, as the Beavers have got to be just trying to make this somewhat respectable, because there just isn't enough time to make a run of any sort, and hope that they can put some wins together down the road. But this is a tough team.
Well, yeah, the Beavers are still playing good. You know, they were down by 19 at the halftime, and that's what it is right now. So they've played them even up for this whole half, and you know they can still get a little bit closer. And Kelly Bartles is having a big night, and that's good to see.
Not to mention the fact that the Beavers are playing last year's Division III national champions, and always a tall order as everybody's shooting to beat a national champion.
Mm-hmm.
Beavers on full court press, and Central breaks it with ease. All the way, no good. We have a foul, though. Number 34 will go to the line. That is Kelly Miller. She's hacked by, I do believe, Bloom.
Cheryl thought she had the clean block there. I think she had a good argument there.
45, Kelly Bartles, her third
They give it to Bartles, and that's her third. Bloom looked really upset until she found out the foul wasn't on her. And Miller hits the first of 2. Erickson will check back in, and I do believe that'll be all for Bloom, as she's going to take a seat. Bloom, the senior, has just not been in sync tonight, having some difficulties. Miller's second one on the way, nothing but net. And the Flying Dutchmen are up by 20 again. Seiler bringing it up, and she gets fouled by Stanley. And due to the bonus, she'll go to the line. So, with 3 minutes and 3 seconds left, Beavers trail by 21 points. And the crowd pretty much silent here in Siebens Fieldhouse. And Seiler misses the first end of the 1 and 1, and Central is already pushing it this way. Si Tung Sum loses the ball, and O'Brien will have it. She drives up off the glass and good, and O'Brien showing signs of life.
Great play by Carrie, taking it to the hole there. She knew what she was doing all the way.
73-54 our score. And a block by Bartles, and she gets called for the foul. And Bartles cannot believe it.
Carrie even dove for the ball there after the inbounds. She's just all over the place. Kelly thought she also had a block there too, it looked like.
Shannon Merkel at the line for Central.
But I think it was after the fact the ball was released and Kelly's follow-through on the block, man. Because she did take a big old swipe at that one. But nevertheless, Shannon Menke's first one off the iron, no good. Second one up, and it's good, extending the lead out to 20 once again. Carrie O'Brien will bring the ball up for the Beavers. Gives it over to Mackey. Mackey takes the lob pass and brings it across the floor. And they're pushing the issue. Mackey all the way, no good. Loose ball, fighting for the boards. And we have a jump ball. It will be Central ball.
I think they're going to give this to the Beavers.
Yes, excuse me. They had the arrow. Switched it as I say it, so don't I feel sheepish. Now we're just cleaning house, and all the starters are taking a seat on the central bench and giving some backup some quality time. In the last 2:20 for the Beavers, it's Erickson, O'Brien, Mackey, and Seiler. O'Brien gives it over to Mackey. Mackey walked. Beavers have gotten called for a lot of walking violations, Marty.
Well, it's only fitting here that they keep this up with the turnovers they've had tonight.
I think they will be known and remembered for turnover game 94.
That was a nice steal by Carrie O'Brien.
Exactly, and she does a beautiful wraparound pass, gets it over to Erickson, and Erickson finally gets some points on the board. Bartles knocks a pass away. Maybe if we keep talking and point out some negative turnover statistics for the Beavers, their defense will get tired. But that didn't show there. Shannon Merkel goes right up and gets to 76-56 our score. O'Brien takes it coast to coast, can't get it to fall. Breyfogle with a board, and it's good.
6 points for Breyfogle off the bench. Getting some good playing time tonight.
76-58 our score. Si-Tong Sum with a head fake. Nice shot up and in. O'Brien threw it. It got knocked back by Stanley, or excuse me, Merkel, and O'Brien's lucky that ball wasn't stolen. Mackey gives it back into O'Brien, and O'Brien brings it across the half-court line, excuse me. They get it downside to Bartles. That has been a good play. Up and good, and the foul. Kelly Bartles showing why she's in there off the bench with some good inside moves. Gets up with a right hook and banks it off the glass.
25 on the night for Kelly, and she's just having her way with these central players. That's a real bright spot for the Beavers, that someone off the bench can dominate against players of a good team like this.
And the Beavers crash the boards, and Breyfogle gets her second bucket in about a minute, and the Beavers trail by 16. Three-pointer on the way for Central. Air ball. Breyfogle mishandles it, and it goes off her leg.
1 minute left.
Got a substitution. Carrie Klein comes in, and 1 minute to play. Beavers trail by 16. Both teams in the bonus, and both teams with most of their backup players on the floor. Loose ball. Beavers recover Mackey, and she's pushing the issue. Bring it up court. O'Brien's going to try and go coast to coast and loses it out of bounds, but it will be Beaver ball.
Kelly Bartles is finally done for the night. She racked up 25 points.
So, with 51.6 seconds left in the game, a turnover again by the Beavers. Central steals the inbounds pass. Si-Tong Sums with a J, and no good. And we have a pileup. Breyfogle gets the ball, gives it over to Mackey. More players dive and hit the floor. We have another jump ball that will be Central possession. Players hitting the floor left and right, and you gotta compliment the hustle of both teams here.
Referee decided to call the jump ball there before somebody got hurt.
Si-Tong Sum inbounds the ball, air ball by Missy Coder, who's just checked in. O'Brien going the length, trying to get something going. Klein for three! Off the mark, and it will be Central ball. $62 points for the Beavers. Respectable, but not when your opposing team has 78. 15 seconds. The clock is basically winding down here. And Central scores again. That's Missy Coder getting on the stat sheets as the clock is about to hit zero. O'Brien with a J, up and good.
Carrie
2.7 seconds left. And time expires And the Beavers lose 80-64. It just nothing went the Beavers' way tonight. A lot of turnovers, a lot of mistakes. You just can't have those. 18 turnovers around that number range, and you can't win a ball game if you do that.
Well, they might have ended up with 30 or more tonight for the whole game, but the second half I think was promising for Coach Allgood and the Beavers. You know, they were down 19 at half, finished at 16. Kelly Bartle's also another bright spot.
All right. Well, Kelly Bartles, as you said, out of nowhere, comes up with 25 points. You have to feel also good about the play of Carrie O'Brien with 4 steals in the second half alone, a couple in the first half. She's playing really good and solid defense.
Well, she's also not afraid to take that ball to the hole, driving, slashing, putting it up, getting fouled. With a little more experience, Carrie O'Brien's going to be a real good player for the Beavers.
Also, Carrie Klein comes off the bench and didn't get a lot of points, but her presence was unmistakably helpful. And we've also got some good play by Dana Seiler that came off the bench.
Teresa Breifogel, the freshman, coming off 8 points. She had a lot of good rebounds and putbacks, and she's going to be a good one too a few years down the road.
But you can't say enough on the central side of things about Hansen. Emily Hansen was just a phenomenal night, finished with, I believe, 25 points as well. And she played extremely well for the Dutchman.
Yeah, and she got her usual points, and the other people contributed well, around 11, 10, 8 points.
Angie Stringle, Brenda Rempe, the starting 5. Everybody played for the Beavers, and everyone scored at least a basket for Central as well. So we're going to have to get ready for next time they play. They play in a couple weeks, actually, a couple days, actually. And they're going to have to really do some turnarounding here and stuff.
Well, it was a disappointing game. It's the 9th loss in a row to Central. But I think they showed a lot of improvement from last night. And this game shouldn't get them down, and they're still going to do all right in this Iowa Conference, I think.
Now, they're only one below 500, so realistically, they are not in too bad a position this early in the season.
Well, they're 0-2 now in the Iowa Conference, but they're going to win some games, definitely. And this game is a good confidence builder, I think, in the second half. The first half kind of took them out of the game, but then they showed that they could play with a team like Central.
A lot of poise and a lot of effort by all the different players. Remember, folks, we have our second one coming up, the second session of this Twilight doubleheader. The men Central versus Buena Vista. We'll join you in just a little bit as we're going to send you to break. We'll have a little bit of time in between the two games, and we'll come back, and we're going to show you Points of Vision. It's a admissions video for Buena Vista College, edited by Paul Bowers and shot by the Innovation Video staff. We'll see you in a little while.